Hi. Um, just I was wondering how something would work, and I found out, but I wanted to share it anyway. What I've got here is an image on a plane, which is no big deal. Just use the add-on and you can bring it in. I've got the uh, I've got the cube here. Actually, is holding on to two images. The material actually has a yellow image here that, if you go to edit mode, you'll see I have it on two images. The base receiver, which is in the material, and then I also have it unwrapped now to this misspelled image, but it's got this. And what's going on here is this image with the pattern is going to be what I bake to. So I brought the bake panel all the way up. I've got it set for textures, selected the active, and I turned off clear because I don't want to clear the image off. I want to just bake on top of it. And because I'm doing textures and selected active at the same time, it'll bring that yellow texture in because that's what's in the stack, and it'll bring this image in. But there's a little thing that happens. Anyway, no further ado, I'll select first the image I'm going to bake into, or sorry, the first thing I select is the image that I want to add to the texture. Then shift and select the cube, and it has a texture to bake to. And we bake, and you'll see it come out. Okay, so I'm going to select the image. I'm going to hide object mode. I'm going to go ahead and hide it for now and select this, and if we rotate all the way around, you'll see, yep, it's on the other side, exact opposite of what it was. I'm not really sure why, but I've tried a couple of times trying to figure out how I could have it where it doesn't do that, and I'm stumped, but I'm figuring it just bakes right through, I guess because the ray picks it up here and all the way through to there. But still cool. I mean, that's actually works pretty good if you've got like a spaceship or something and you want to put a design on one side. You don't even have to go about putting it on the other side to match it up. You just put it on the one side. Anyway, next thing I wanted to do, since I'm going to go ahead and do this, Alt R to return that to its other state, Alt H to bring that other image back, and I want to show you something. You don't even have to save your changes. I'm going to go to text paint mode. Where's that? There it is. And I've set my fill to use a colored gradient, and I'm going to set it to color so that it keeps these values but colorizes it. So let's drag it, and now I have a rainbow snail. And then I'm going to go to object mode, select the cube again, bake, and lo and behold, it puts that rainbow picture, the painting that I have not even saved to disk yet, it got transferred over on the bake. I thought that was pretty cool. So I'm going to go ahead and undo that. And now what I'm going to do is the other cool thing. I'm going to edit mode, and I'm going to select to subdivide and subdivide a couple of times. Now I'm going to go to sculpt mode, make my brush pretty big. I'm going to use G, and it's right now it's still doing this thing where it's kind of, I've got symmetry still turned on, so anyway, I'm shaping it out and kind of making it round maybe, and maybe do something else with it like there, and change that maybe. Okay, so we've definitely changed the shape of the object and the image. Okay, shift select the cube, bake, and voila, that change thing is there. Now, the reason I was asking about this or trying to figure out the best way to do this was because I would like to be able to have, say, an image that I've already painted a brush, and I'd like to go ahead and store it as maybe give it shape keys, and then I could change the shape keys with the sliders and kind of shape it, position it, and bake it to uh, that texture. Now I have to probably have to write a script to get it to iterate properly so that it keeps these changes, but yet still gives me the ability to bake again, so that that way, if I say, like, if I were to move this right now, if I move it over to the side or rotate it, whatever, and then shift select the bake, if I bake again, it's just gonna move it to where it lined up, but it's not keeping the first one that I had, because I would have to go through the process of saving the image and then making a new one to bake to, or swapping back and forth. But it's something I'd like to try to figure out the best way to use it. But I thought this might be something somebody could apply to something like, you know, putting tiger stripes on a spaceship. I don't know. Maybe just um, the only thing that doesn't work with this baking is that if there's alpha in the image. So say, like, I'll go into text paint, and let's go to what I set up as an eraser. Um, Oops, it's too much. I'm gonna go ahead and go to a brush. I'll just set it to erase alpha, and it's not going to show here, but you can see it here. You've got alpha, and so if I go to object mode, select there, and now bake that where it's got alpha, it's got black. So I'd have to figure out, what am I doing there? I mean, if there's a way to use that black as alpha or what. So let me go ahead and go here. See, this is set up to show alpha, I believe. Yeah. See that it doesn't have an alpha channel, or if it does, it doesn't have the separate. So that's one thing that you really can't do. So it's not going to be a great way to put, like, decals with alpha out, unless you're going to actually commit to cutting and shaping geometry to match the decal, which could be done. A lot of stuff would work. But anyway, that's what I wanted to show. Thanks. Talk to you guys later.